Life Audio.
Welcome to But Jesus Drank Wine.
And other stories that kept us stuck. I'm Mead.
And I'm Christy.
In this podcast, we'll explore the stories that kept us, stuck, wanting to drink and not wanting to drink, all at the same time.
Join us as we show you that freedom from alcohol does not have to mean a life sentence of misery and missing out,
but actually means living an authentic life full of peace, joy, and purpose.
Welcome to the But Jesus Drank Wine podcast. We are recording our final episode in the series going through the Love Life Sober 40-Day Fast book. We're going to do a light touch on the last 5 chapters today. And then we are going to see your beautiful faces in the September 40-Day Fast, which kicks off September 8th. All the information is at the link in the show notes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Huzzah.
It's British when you do that.
I don't really think it is British, is it?
It is. It totally is.
Oh, I'm telling you. No. Who would know more than the girl that actually lives over there, or
it's like a super posh.
Has it become trendy with the kids?
No. We're talking like this is like old school posh.
Well, I know, but is it a new thing with the kids? It's like making its way around again.
Oh, I don't know. My kids haven't said that.
Oh, I got it from Holland. She's 17. Mm-hmm.
Well,
everything
Holland
says off.
Okay,
it's really cute though, because then Todd tries to use it.
Well, dude,
we're like, nope, still not the right use of that. Nope, honey, nope, still not the right use of that. He's so cute. He's so cute.
The one that first of all, Carter gets mad when I do any like Gen Z speak at all whatsoever. He's like, you cannot say that. It's so embarrassing. But the one that I intentionally always try to put in that he's like, that's not the right use is Riz, right? Because that means flirting, or I don't know. I think so. But I'm like,
charisma. You got the Riz.
But it's the flirting.
You're using your charisma.
He's just gonna Riz that girl up at the movies, and that's what I say every single time he does anything. And you're gonna Riz up, whatever. Okay, so what are we talking about?
Yeah, Crawford loves when we call him the Rizzler. Like, it's the Rizzler.
He's so cute.
Have you seen the shirt of Jesus?
What?
You seen this?
Have I seen the shirt of Jesus?
The shirt that has Jesus's face on it, and it says, "He is risen." RIZZ.
No.
Is that blasphemous? I don't know. I thought it was really cute. Funny, no?
I think it's fine. I don't know. I hope we don't get in trouble. Don't come for us. Okay, don't cancel us. That's not what our merch is going to look like.
But it's
Chapter 35. We're melting. Also, by the way, disclaimer for this episode, if you hear hammering and you feel like maybe your brain's going to explode, it's because Mead is building the guest suite in our basement.
It's my fault. I own it.
It's always your fault. Just saying.
Oh, gosh.
Okay,
that's fine. I can take it.
I'm just kidding. Okay, alcohol in the office. Okay, so what was
your life like? Alcohol in the office or alcohol and the office?
Oh my gosh, can I talk about alcohol in the office for a second? Actually, do I talk about this in here? I can't remember. So I worked in Parliament for a year and a bit when I first moved permanently over here. And there are, I think, 6 or 7 pubs/bars in the actual Parliament building.
Yeah, this blows my mind. Yeah.
And so you didn't even need to step out your front door of the building to get a drink with colleagues, but also it meant that there was alcohol even at lunch meetings and at anything after
an expectation.
Totally. And they make their own House of Commons wine. So it's just there next to the soft drinks and the water and all the cafeterias as well. So you can grab it. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Blows my mind. Wild. In my pharmaceutical sales days, it was, you'd go to these big sales meetings and it really.
The word sales again?
Sales? Pharmaceutical sales.
Why do you say sales instead of sales?
Pharmaceutical sales.
Well, then you dingled the word pharmaceutical.
Pharmaceutical sales. Is that better?
Yeah.
Pharmaceutical
Well,
sales.
I will allow it. Go
Anyways, we go to
ahead.
these national sales meetings. Sales. Now I'm paranoid. Gosh. Everything was just it was open bar and these big
Yeah.
parties, and I really think it was who can hang. They were really trying to see
Yes.
who can drink
Oh my
all night
gosh.
long,
Yeah.
who can they had these meetings in Vegas, and we would get a
Yeah.
couple hours of sleep, and we'd wake up the next morning, and you'd go to your meetings, and you do all the things, and I hung with the best of them. I so did. In what world does this make for productive
Yeah.
employees? I don't understand it, but it certainly was a huge expectation of my world. I guess there are people that maybe that had participated in that, but to me, it looked like everybody was I certainly was participating in all of that. I mean, it's an open bar and everything, and it's just wine and all the things flowing at all the time.
Yeah.
How does that even help your bottom line as a
Yeah.
business? It just doesn't make a
Yeah.
business sense. But anywho, yeah, it was just an expectation that you participated in that.
Yeah. I was coaching a gal who's a partner at a massive law firm, and she was just saying that she, as the partner, as the boss, feels the pressure to drink when she's out with
Yes.
clients. And she's such an incredible, just rock star of a woman. And I was just like, "But what about the women, the young attorneys that are coming up under you that you're mentoring?" And she's like, "Well, I would never expect them to have to drink to impress me." And I'm like, "But that's what you're feeling like you have to do for these clients."
Yep.
Um, and it's no one's fault. It's
So
the and
societal
yeah.
conditioning.
Yeah, if you guys love this topic, there is a book, and we had her on the podcast
Mhm.
by our really good friend Tabin Almond, called Bottling Up Trouble, and she goes
Yes.
into all of alcohol in the workplace. So we will link that in the show notes. But this chapter also just talks about the positive of it all and how being in a work environment, living alcohol free, how that can enhance your work life and your performance, right? It helps
Mhm.
you make better decision. It helps with your memory and your learning. Like,
Mhm.
alcohol just ruins our brains, you guys. It helps with better sleep, reduced anxiety, which we've talked about, increased energy, stamina, all of the things. And then there are sections in this chapter as well encouraging you about how you can say no to the office party, how you can leave it
Yep.
early. And as we talked about last week, right? It's just about doing these things and gaining confidence. And they're probably going to feel funky the first few times, but the more you do it, the more confident you feel. I had a really great client who this is what we worked on a lot. And we would prepare when she would have a work trip like you were describing with all the drinks
Mhm.
and she would do really special things for herself, bring special things
Yep.
for so that she could go back to her hotel room and look forward to it. So she would bring some of her favorite snacks. She would download like a really great movie on Netflix that she had been looking forward to, and she would get really prepared. She'd bring eye masks and all these fun things so that when it was time to go back to the hotel room,
Yes.
leaving early, she was looking forward to it, and it made such a big difference.
Yes. That's so good.
Is it so true?
It's so true. Yeah, but and it goes back to what we always say too, is just like being prepared for those situations when you
Yeah.
are practicing something different, you're doing things differently than you've done before. Being prepared in those moments is really important, and then focusing on what you are getting as a result. What am I discovering? What am I learning? What am I seeing? What am I getting to experience as a result of doing it this way? Which then just further reinforces that new way of doing things. So whether it's doing it on work trips or whatever, it applies.
Yeah. So, so good. Imagine stepping into a vibrant, welcoming community where faith, friendship, and freedom from alcohol come together. That's exactly what you'll find inside the But Jesus Drank Wine community.
Each week, our members gather for connection calls, a time to share honestly, grow spiritually, and support one another in a warm, grace filled space.
And for women who are already free from alcohol, we offer a monthly connection call just for you, a space to stay grounded in your faith, share your victories, and continue growing in freedom.
With a loving leadership team, a dedicated prayer request board, and connection opportunities across every time zone, you never have to walk this journey alone.
We also offer masterclasses with expert guests, optional book and Bible studies, and so much more to help you grow in your faith and strengthen your sobriety.
For those ready to go even deeper, our small group coaching space, The Missing Piece, offers weekly recorded coaching calls and personalized support for women committed to breaking free from alcohol.
Whether you're sober curious or years alcohol free, if you love Jesus or want to fall in love with him again, you'll feel seen, supported, and strengthened here.
Ready to join the sisterhood? Head over to butjesusdrinkwine.com/community or click the link in the show notes to learn more. We can't wait to meet you.
So good. Day 36 is all about shame. And in this chapter, I quote Mead's best friend, Dr. Kurt Thompson, MD. If you haven't read The Soul of Shame, it's a good one. Let's just say that. Take it
Or
away,
Anatomy
Mead.
of the Soul, or
Or
The
all of his
Soul of
books.
Desire, or
Or
The
all of
Deepest
his
Place,
books.
or everything
All
he's
of
ever written or spoken about. Yeah, I studied shame early on in my coach's training from a very secular lens, psychological lens with some of the popular people in that world about shame. And it makes sense. But what really hit home for me was when I realized the connection between theology and shame and how that all works. And it made me feel less, this is gonna sound so silly. It made me feel less ashamed for feeling shame, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
No, it makes so much sense.
Yeah, because for so long, I was the girl that was no shame in my game. Gosh, I used to say that all the time for all the things. No shame in my game, even the stupid stuff. Nope, nope. No shame in my game. But really, I had just mountains and oceans of shame for all kinds of things that were my fault and things that were not my fault. The more unwilling I was to think about shame or name shame, as they say, we've got to name shame. The more it grew. And so, if you, dear listener, are hearing this and you're like shame and it makes you uncomfortable and you wince a little bit, and like, do not let the enemy drive that shame, more power over that shame you feel for wherever you are in your journey or whatever you're feeling it for. It's a natural human response to feel shamed for things. And the thing that we get to do is we get to name it, we get to be curious about it, and in doing so, we allow the Lord to redeem it for us and rescue us from it. Yeah, it's a big topic. We could probably do.
But we have done. I mean, we've
Yeah,
done a great
true.
Pastor David episode on
It's
this.
true.
So we should link that one. But yes, you're so right. It's such a big topic. And I think it's one of these beautiful lessons, one of these beautiful things that we get to learn in that comes as a result, I think, of our alcohol-free journeys is truly, at least for me, the realization that I was truly forgiven and that there was no
Mhm,
shame and no condemnation once I confessed and once I came home to
mhm,
Jesus. And that is something that we have the beautiful privilege of talking to women about all the time, is that is true for you too. That is true for you too. And the Bible is full of stories of people. It's all stories of people that messed up, right? Like Bar Jesus, obviously, and that came back and were forgiven, was forgiven. And for those of you who, and if you're not, why aren't you watching The Chosen? But I love
yeah.
so much. I don't remember
Shame
what
on
season it is.
you.
Do you remember the
Shame on you for not
Shame on you if you're not watching The Chosen, get out.
shame on you. No shame
Um,
here. Shame on you for not watching The Chosen.
Shame on you. No, what was do you remember the season where this is not in the Bible, they obviously took some creative liberties, but it was just, like, so impactful for me when Mary Magdalene not goes back to the bar, but she's in the pub or bar or whatever, and she's just struggling with knowing Jesus, but going back to this life, and how have I been forgiven, and am I good enough, and all of this, and I was just that was my favorite episode, I think, of all time on that show.
Wasn't that the very first episode?
No, the first episode is about her and him finding her, but
Oh,
then
yeah.
later in the
Uh-huh. Yes,
series,
yes, 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 yes,
she
yes.
remember they lose her and they can't
Yes, that's
find
right.
her for a few
That's
days?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
yeah.
know. Yes. Watch. Watch The Chosen.
Yeah, because this is the thing, right? As much as you may have, just like me, done things that you regret or you have shame over or you feel like, the guilt from drinking days, God will forgive you,
Yep.
right? God
Yeah.
will forgive you. And that is the
He already
biggest.
has. Yeah.
He already has. He already has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's something I think where we have an opportunity when we're working on this freedom from alcohol thing where maybe we're doing really well. Maybe this is you. You've been walking through this book and you've been fasting from alcohol and maybe there was a day that you decided to drink and we've talked about this on other episodes. Growth points when you drink alcohol but you didn't intend to. You're doing the fast and you have a night where you drink. There is no shame in that. Our response to it is what's important. Okay, so you
Mhm.
drank when you did not intend to drink. Call it what it is. It's an opportunity to learn from it, to grow from it. That's one of the ways that we don't allow shame to get a foothold any longer is by seeing it for the opportunity that it is to look at it from a standpoint of what did I learn from this? What kind of data can I collect from this and use it for growth? And the beautiful part of that too is just by inviting the Lord into it. Okay, God, like this is not what I intended and forgive me for doing this and please help me see what I can learn in this. What do you want me to see? What do you want me to know about this that will help
Yeah.
me? It doesn't have to be the, oh, well, here you go again, because that was certainly the narrative that was going off in my head all those times I was trying to break free myself. It was like, oh, well, of course, Mead. Of course you broke your promise on this. Of course you're over here doing this again. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's so good, babe. The Tina for this one's a really, really good one because it's about writing a forgiveness letter to yourself. And so there's all the like information on a suggested way to do that. And this has been something really, really powerful working through
Mhm.
this with some of my one-on-one gals. And I think the most important part about this is to include the scripture, right, of Romans 8:1, which
Mhm.
is that there is no condemnation, no guilty verdict, no punishment for those who are in Christ Jesus, who believe in him as personal Lord and Savior, because that is
Mhm.
true.
Let's move to day 37, sobering up to mommy wine culture. We
Mommy wine culture, you
we did a
guys.
fun
Yeah.
episode on this one. Remember when I pulled out all of my props?
Oh,
Um,
yeah. This was a fun episode.
we had a little show and tell of all of the tea towels and the cocktail napkin, the napkins and things, all the things. Yeah. I used to have I wonder if I have a picture of it somewhere. I used to have a little chalkboard in my kitchen and it said, "I whine because they whine."
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was in my kitchen. And then I remember vividly, Holland was probably my oldest. She was probably 7 or 8, and I was out of town and I came home and she had it was turned around backwards in my kitchen. So at a young age, she decided that that was not acceptable.
Oh
And
my gosh, you've never told that story before.
I just remembered that and I got really defensive and I'm like, "Excuse me." I
Yeah.
got to like, I don't that's just so weird. She don't even know what this means.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was not that was yeah, that was not coincidental, I think.
Yeah. As much as we have come so far, I think, in people in the soberverse, in the sober curious space, really digging into all of the health risks and also just wanting to take a break from alcohol to feel better. You guys, mommy wine culture is so loud. It's so loud still. It's so loud
Mhm.
on social media. It's so loud in stores. It is just this narrative that we are supposed to have wine in order to make being a mom easier or make it bearable.
To survive it.
And to survive it, and it just yeah, it makes me even though we've talked about this so much, it makes me sad even thinking about it because of how it's just still so loud. It's still so loud. I Because of the algorithm and it not being perfect, I still see some of this stuff, and what I always look to first when I see these posts is, like, how many people have liked it or shared it, and it's, like, in the hundreds of thousands, millions of people that think it's really, really funny, and I would have too. I would have too. I would have
We
too.
did.
I
We
would have
did.
too. Yes, 100%. 100%. Yes. I wrote an article for Grazia magazine forever ago, which is a like a one of like, I don't know, it's the equivalent of Us Weekly, I think, over here. And it was about mommy wine culture. And of course, they posted, but they just posted the title of the article with no context, right? So no one actually read what I wrote. They just literally came for me in the comments because it was something, is it time to rethink mommy wine culture? And that was all the people read, but the comments were, this woman obviously doesn't have kids, and like lots of curse words at me,
Oh, yeah.
and like, leave
Mhm.
us alone, exclamation mark. Who does she think she is? Blah blah blah. And I was so upset and I was in a tizzy about it, and then I was like, "Oh, wait a minute. Would my reaction have been
Yep.
if I was still drinking, stuck in the drinking cycle, and came across this? I would have been pissed at me too." And so I let it go.
Yeah. We made like Elsa and you let it go.
I
I love
did.
it. I love
I
it.
did.
But it's what I have come to see over the years is the sadness behind it because it was it was just a misguided way, a misdirected way,
Yeah.
a thwarted way of trying to get that need, the need
You're
for
mead.
I need, I am here, I am mead.
I'm here.
Uh, it's just a misdirected way of trying to get that need met that we all
Yeah.
have, which is
Yeah.
to be known, to be connected, to be in relationship with people.
Yeah.
And the alcohol makes it a convenient yay, but it does anything but actually truly
Yeah.
connect you. So
Yeah.
yeah, the sadness in that. I had it written on a chalkboard in my kitchen
Yeah.
'cause I thought my job was to survive motherhood. I mommed so hard today, and I deserve my
Yeah.
wine. All of that felt really, really true, and I'm have so much empathy for but it's not our faults. It's not our faults. We've been conditioned to believe that. Make no mistake, big alcohol is sitting in a boardroom just like they did with the teenagers in the story I shared the other day about the wine coolers. They did the same thing to try and target the moms, coming out with the mom water and all of this. I
Oh,
mean,
the
oh
mom
my
water.
gosh.
The mom water, I actually cannot. They blocked me on the Instagram because I, like, I think I reposted something and like, "What is this?" And I think they blocked me. Mom water, and it's
I know.
literally some sort of spirit with sparkling water, and it's in, of
Isn't
course, it
it
looks
vodka
pure.
and sparkling
I
water?
think it is vodka, yeah, and they're named after women.
Yes. Yes, that's
I
another thing.
can't. I
I
really
know.
can't.
But you've gotta zoom out and see what's behind that. Like, that
Yeah,
is padding their park that is how they are and that was one of my biggest motivators too when I was stuck in the drinking cycle and then got to this point where I was like, "Oh, okay, there's a way to do this that does not involve traditional methods. You dupe me once, okay, shame on you. Dupe me twice, shame on me. They're not gonna dupe me twice." And that became fuel for my journey of freedom from alcohol. I'm no longer gonna contribute to this insanity.
yeah,
They don't care about us. They're packaging it as, like, making our lives easier, and it
yeah.
and it does not.
No,
But
it
it's not your
makes it
fault.
so, yeah, and it makes it so much harder, but the other piece of this too that, right, makes me really sad is the message that it sends to our children that they
Yeah.
are hard work, right? And that we do need to take a drug, because it is a drug, in order to deal with them, to make life easier. And even if
Yeah.
it's not a drug, which it is, why we should, like, that message to them, it just breaks my heart.
I know. But there was a time that we thought it all was really cute and funny, and we absolutely
Yeah.
participated in that, and so if that, dear listener, is you today, that you're like, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. That's okay. That is
Yeah.
totally fine. Hashtag no judgment, no shame here because we were there and it took a lot of time to get to see the truth behind it all. But again, it's not your fault if that's where you find yourself. It's our responsibility. That's what we get to do. We get to do something about it. We get to zoom out and
Yeah.
think about it from a different angle. It's not your fault.
Yeah. And can I just make it a request that if you do see this stuff on social media, just don't like it. be brave and unfollow, but please don't share it because we're perpetuating this on each other as
Yeah.
mothers.
Yeah.
And it's a lie and it's not what we need. What we need as moms is support. We need
Yeah.
more Jesus. We need rest. We need connection. We need all of the things that alcohol robs us of. Please
Which
don't share the meme. I'm just begging you, please
please
don't do
don't
it.
share it and come join us in the community where you can connect with women in a real way without the crazy memes.
Yeah, and speaking of Romans 12 too, because that verse is in this
Uh-huh.
chapter because it's in so many chapters. I'm just gonna read it and then I'm gonna show you what I bought. Romans 12:2, don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. You'll be changed from the inside out. Unlike the culture of mommy wine culture, unlike mommy wine culture around you, always dragging you down. God
Mhm.
brings out the best in you. And then look at this cute poster I got. Hold on.
What version is that? The Message?
Oh, that's the message.
Yeah. I'd like you to
That's
say
the
that it's the
message.
Message version because
Isn't this cute?
oh,
Oh, wait, it's in the
oh,
ring. Isn't that cute?
that's so cute.
Don't
Where
look
did
at
you
my
get
manicure because
that?
you want me to order you one?
Yes. Yes. I was hoping you were gonna say
Okay.
there was one coming for me when I
Yeah,
see
it's
you.
from the Christian Poster Company,
That's so
and I
cute.
think they're over here. Are they over here? I mean, I bought it over here. Yeah, it's a UK company. Oh, they're with Hachette. Okay, I'm gonna order you one. For the people that don't watch us on YouTube, thank you because I don't have any makeup on today or the last 4
Don't ever
episodes.
watch us on
No,
YouTube.
please don't watch us because I stopped putting on makeup like 6 months ago. But it's a little pink fish swimming against all the other
Mhm.
fish, and it says, "Do
Yeah.
not conform to the pattern of this world," and it's so cute, and I actually got it in a bookmark as well. Um,
It's so cute. I love it.
okay, 38, and this is perfect if you're listening to this and still going on a vacation, unless you're Mead and you go back to school August 2nd, which is
6th.
bananas.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Um, chapter 38, day 38 is all about travel and vacations without alcohol. And I tell a lot of stories about going back and forth from the UK to the States, being drunk, and then having the biggest realization of how much easier it is not drinking.
Yeah. And everything else, we've said this too in several different different ways and things. It's all about the preparation for it. And so whether it's the holidays, whether it's travel, whether it's that first alcohol-free, first time at AFFT, going into it with the mindset of I get to see what this will be this. Like I have all
Yeah.
of this experience that tells me drinking on vacation, travel, all of that. I know what that looks like.
Yeah.
But go into it with that experimental mindset and say, "I wonder what this would look like if I didn't have alcohol here." And then just be curious and be open to discovering what is available to you as a result of doing it differently. You can do that vacation, you can do that travel with alcohol again. It's not you the next trip you take, if you decide that it was much better with alcohol, you can take that next trip with alcohol again. But how will you
Yeah.
know? I did not know. I had never done vacation without tons of alcohol and then come home and I would need a vacation from my vacation.
Yeah.
It wasn't a true vacation. My vacations before Fighting Freedom from Alcohol were not true vacations. They were
Yeah.
just relocations. And then
Yeah.
I'd come home exhausted and trying to start all the things and it was just not fun.
Yeah. One of the exercises that I love running clients through when it comes to vacations is literally picture yourself back in your bed after the trip is over. Number 1, how do you wanna feel? And number 2, what was important, right? Play that tape forward all the way to the end. How do you wanna feel? Do you wanna feel like you said, like you need a break from your vacation, a vacation from your vacation? Or do you wanna feel rested, which is what we always say we wanna feel after a vacation? Do you wanna feel more connected to your family? Do you wanna feel like you actually made memories that you can remember with your kids? What is important? So that is in here. Okay, let's do it. Day 39, fixated or free, as we're rounding out our 40-day fast together. This chapter begins to ask the questions of how do you want to feel after the 40 days? And so we talk all the time about how when we are moderating, we are breaking rules all the time that we can't keep. And so this on this day, you get to really explore if you wanna continue to stay fixated on alcohol or if you wanna move towards freedom. You get to decide. This is all you, my sweet girlfriend. You get to decide.
Mhm.
Mm,
And you make a really good point. The moderation unicorns don't have to try to moderate.
yeah.
What did you mean by that?
So the people that you compare yourself in your life that, for example, can have one drink and take it or leave it, aren't trying to moderate. They don't
Yeah.
have to try because alcohol is not what they are thinking
It's
about.
not a
They haven't
stronghold.
it's not a stronghold, they haven't given it a job. Maybe they've given it a job, but I think that most likely it's a, "I'm doing this because everybody else is doing it," kind of thing. It's completely different, and so we just can't compare ourselves to people that, like, look like they can successfully moderate. Also, we have no idea what's going on in their head.
Yep.
We have no idea if those duck feet under the water are paddling at
Yes.
3,000 miles an hour.
Uh-huh.
Um
Everybody
and
knows
then
that visual,
and
yeah.
then the Tina is so good for this day because it really, really zeroes in on how much time you spend a week drinking, thinking about drinking, recovering from drinking to really give you a good idea of how much time this is really taking up, so you can see it there in numbers, in black and white, how many hours you're spending on drinking.
And it comes back to what we always talk about too, where freedom from alcohol is different than what I would say different than quote unquote sobriety, what I
Yeah,
would call it. I know you use it differently, but behavior change or habit change, I'm just not going to drink. Quitting drinking is one thing, but freedom from alcohol is different. So what we both experience is you can not do the thing, but
yeah,
also you can be free from thinking about it, free from the desire to do it. You can not have temptation when you're getting to when you're renewing your mind really around it and on all the things. So that's where freedom from alcohol gives us hope too, because it's not this like it's just not it doesn't it's not something that has to be hard every
yeah,
single day forever for the rest of your life.
yeah, 100%.
You
Yeah,
can
that's
be
so good.
free.
You can be free.
You
So,
can be
so
free.
good.
Day
And then
40.
day 40. So, on day 40, we get to look at all the incredible things that you've gained, all the gifts in the last 40 days, how much money you saved, which is really exciting to tally up.
Mhm.
Treat yourself, girlfriend, to something special with all the money you've saved in the last 40 days. And then this just goes on to talk about how important community is and also to be a little bit wary of fading effect bias, which needs a special mention because I actually had someone reach out and say, "Can you write a book just about fading effect bias?" And I was, that's interesting, maybe. Fading effect bias is just this where you're looking at your drinking life with rose-colored glasses, right? Of you forget all the bad, you forget all the hangovers, you forget all the things that you finally forgave yourself for, and alcohol looks like it's really pretty again. It's like in that Proverbs verse, right? Where it's like,
Yep.
look at glazing at the wine glistening in the cup. And so it just talks about that and how you can be wary of that, not scared of it, but know that it might come and to really dig into truth about all the things that you've learned and how alcohol was really making you feel. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's where yeah, it's so important. I love that you call this reflections of the journey on the journey because it's so important when we're used to living in that place too of we've identified that there is this quote unquote problem, this conflict, this place where we're feeling stuck. It's so easy to focus on where there's lack or where we it's easy to focus on the negative and not on the positive things. And so when you're reflecting on your journey, maybe there were some hard alcohol free first times that you experienced over these last 40 days. Okay, but you experienced them. Okay. What was the good? What did you get to experience as a result of doing this, regardless of how many growth points you had over 40 days, regardless of however it went that you thought it was going to go and then it didn't go? Reflecting back on the journey and pulling out those pops, those proofs of progress, those things, those discoveries that you made as a result of trying something differently and focusing your mind towards this is the good stuff, like making a celebration brainstorm for all of the things that you discovered, the gifts that you got from doing it this way and trying differently. Let that also, if you make a list of that and you write that down, when that fading effect bias, if that comes, then you
Mhm.
have this fully formed list. Like I have in my iPad, I don't know, 15 pages worth of the gifts of freedom from alcohol that I've just added to over time as I've discovered them. You can do the
Yeah.
same thing and then you can renew your mind on what's actually true. This is what I have experienced as a result of trying it this way. And so
Yeah.
take the time to do that, reflect back, and also ask God what He wants you to do next. What does He want you to know? What does He want you to learn, see, whatever? And then where's He asking you to go from here? What is He asking you to do? That takes kind of the guesswork out as well.
Yeah, that's so good, babe. We've just spent the last 6 weeks giving you a really brief overview of what's in this book, and so please go get a copy, but more than that, come join us and let us coach you through it. Starting September 8th, we are going to be meeting in our private space in our community. So if you don't know about the community, we'll put the link in the show notes as always. But we have a really special group of women where we meet with connection calls and we have a prayer request space and we have a group of gals including us going through the Bible recap and there's just so much. We have master classes. It's amazing and that goes through all year round. That's just constantly going. But 3 times a year, we do these 40-day fasts and we coach you through this book. And we have a private space for you so we can get to know you and we get to pray for you and encourage you and love you through this. We meet once a week for calls. They're recorded, which is amazing. So if you can't make them live, you can listen to them and you can re listen to them, which is so, so great. And we just have so, so much fun in these 40-day fasts. We love getting to meet our fasters. Yeah, I'm already getting so excited.
I know. I can see so many of their faces from, and they're
Yeah.
women that are just with us still in community, going, experiencing, making these incredible discoveries uh, without alcohol now and just continuing on that discovery journey. So come
Yeah.
join us for the fast. We'd be honored to coach you through trying to see what life is like without alcohol. Maybe it's for
Yeah.
you. You get to
Yeah.
decide.
And the cool thing too about these fasts, there's so many cool things, but one of the things I love is that there's so many past fasters that have stuck
Oh yeah.
around. And
Hmm.
so you have women in there who have walked this road right before you. And so
Yes.
they will also love you and encourage you and pray for you through this. The link is in the show notes. We really
Mhm.
hope to meet you starting September 8th. If you have any questions, please, please reach out. We're happy to help. And thank you for letting us talk to you again this Monday. We appreciate you. We're praying for you. We love you. And we will see you next Monday.
Bye.
Before we go, if you're craving real connection and want to talk more about what we've shared today, come join us in the BJDW community. It's where these conversations continue, and we'd love to welcome you in.
You can find all of our podcast episodes at butjesusdrankwine.com. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at butjesusdrankwine.
Take a screenshot of this episode and share it with a friend or two.
Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you love what we're doing, we'd be so grateful if you left a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Your reviews help more women who feel stuck and alone in the overdrinking cycle find the hope and encouragement they've been praying for.
Finally, we'd love to shout out the incredible team at Life Audio for their partnership with us at the But Jesus Drank Wine podcast. We invite you, dear listener, to visit lifeaudio.com, where you will find dozens of other faith-centered podcasts in the Life Audio network. Shows about prayer, Bible study, Christian parenting, and more.
Thanks, friend. We appreciate you so much, and we'll see you next week.